Hello and welcome to my talk on behalf of Digital Leaders Week. I'm absolutely honoured to be talking about this subject that I'm so passionate about. And I'm just about to share my screen so that you can all see. I'm here to talk on behalf of Digital Leaders Week about empowering domestic abuse survivors through immersive technology and self-help programs for healing. My name's Amanda, and I'm the founder of UKind Therapy and the Empowerment Through Entrepreneurship program. And I'm here to talk about how we can empower domestic abuse survivors to rebuild their lives through social entrepreneurship and innovative health technologies. My work focuses on using various tools to foster healing and long-term well-being. Who am I? Um, so UKind Therapy, I set up back in April of this year, and it sits alongside the business that I set up a few years ago, which is Fix Your Future. And my mission was to empower survivors of domestic abuse and just give them the access to tools and resources that can really help them on their healing journey. So, a little bit about me. I've been a business developer for 14 years, mainly working with other KICs. And I worked with learning disabled adults, which I still do, for the past 14 years, setting up a variety of organisations and social enterprises that they wanted. So, as an example, I set up an accredited training cafe that they could gain employment opportunities through, and then we'd move them into the community. I set up a club night because they told us they wanted more chances to go clubbing, and there wasn't anything at the time, and that was set up in 2013, and it's still going today with 200 clubbers, and they absolutely love it. So they're just a few of the things that I'd set up along the way. But in 2022, I left there and set up my own business because I felt that there was something missing in my life personally, and I wanted to make a difference for other survivors, having lived experience myself. So I'm the author of Fix Your Future, and Fix Your Future is a memoir of my journey through healing. And in the back of there are all the tools that I personally use to move through the trauma of domestic abuse. And I really now focus on how we can heal and empower others. And so dedicated my life to supporting survivors through innovative self-help techniques. So how I do that, I run retreats, empowerment through entrepreneurship, and Heal with the Real, spelled REEL. And that is my podcast where I interview survivors to thrivers and how they move through the trauma of domestic abuse and their stories of empowerment and healing. I'm also the co-founder of Inspired Nation, CIC, and that is still supporting learning disabled adults to voice their needs and achieve equality in society. So that's a little bit about me. What we're going to talk about today, though, is just an overview of my talk. We're going to talk about empowerment through entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about social entrepreneurship as a healing tool, the healing process, tech innovation, and hopefully we'll have time for Q&A at the end. So empowerment through entrepreneurship is really how social entrepreneurship serves as a healing tool for survivors of domestic abuse. And that was generally my path that I took, and I know how empowering it was for myself. So I'm sure that there's many, many survivors that it will also be empowering for. And we're going to talk about the social entrepreneurship as a healing tool, and you know, the power of the mind and exploring the law of attraction and positive thinking and the role of the mindset in recovery for survivors. And then the innovative healing, so the tech innovation, how we're going to be using immersive technology to enhance the healing process. And hopefully you'll have at the end of this some practical takeaways and actionable strategies that if you are a survivor can use, or you can even use within your business, because a lot of it does overlap. So the Empowerment Through Entrepreneurship is a program that's based on the idea that financial independence and self-worth are essential for survivors as they reclaim their lives. So for me, I really wanted to help survivors launch their own businesses, just to give them back that financial freedom. Often survivors may have experienced financial abuse and they may not have the financial means. So being able to give back to survivors is such a powerful tool for healing. And many survivors are drawn to businesses that give back to their communities, and that in turn creates a cycle of empowerment. The programme provides training, mentorship and resources that they need to succeed. And it's really about creating a pathway for survivors to become leaders and change makers. The power of the mind and law of attraction is another core component of our work, and it teaches survivors how to harness the power of the mind. So some of the practical techniques to positive thinking and visualization. So I wanted to really share 3 practical techniques that we use with survivors, and it can be, as I say, valuable to anybody. So the positive thinking, we teach survivors to really reframe the negative thoughts and replace them with empowering ones. So often, you know, you might have been told for a long time that you're ugly, you're not worth anything, you won't amount to anything in your life. And when you're told this over and over again by your perpetrator or abuser, then you start to believe that. So we try to reframe those negative thought patterns into believing that they can and that they are enough, and into empowering ones. And it's really a process of really shifting that internal dialogue. And it's kind of like an onion that you just need to gently peel each layer back until you get to the heart of that onion and what lies underneath. And that's really a way of explaining it for survivors, that they have to take away each of those traumas and process and, yeah, just get to the nitty-gritty. So visualization is really about imagining positive outcomes and future successes. So when you can visualize something as strong and independent individuals, you're more likely to take actions that reflect that vision. So something that I do, and you can do this with businesses as well. So I did it with a team of, it was one of the most powerful actually team meetings that I ever had. And I got the team to go away, do a vision board and bring it into the meeting. And it was powerful in the way that you really got to know each of those team members more personally, and what their goals were in their own lives, and how they could maybe bring aspects of that into the workplace to make work more enjoyable. Because let's admit, we're in work 80% of our lives, so we need to be doing something that we really, really love. And you know, when you are doing something that you really, really love, you're more likely to action those things as well. Another thing that I did was really focusing on gratitude. It's a really powerful tool. Survivors can begin to focus on the positive aspects of their lives, and no matter how small, it can shift their emotional energy towards healing. So just being grateful for the smaller things in life, the things that often we can take for granted, which is, you know, having a roof over our heads, having food on our tables. You know, there's people out there that are homeless that don't have that. So those smaller things, you know, that we start becoming grateful for will radiate in our daily life then. And they're just easy techniques to implement in daily life. And over time, they just lead to a more positive and resilient mindset. And also, you can put on your vision board all these goals, you know, that you really want to achieve. And I have my vision board as my screensaver on my phone, and I can look at that every day. And they really are a powerful tool to manifest your bigger goals and your desires and your dreams. And if you're doing it as a team in your workplace, you're all on the same page. You're all focusing on the same vision together. And yeah, I'm happy to come and do that with teams. You know, if that's something that, you know, your team may want, I can come in and do a vision boarding workshop for the day with your team. So, UKIND Therapy, we've been developing some innovative ways to support survivors beyond just the traditional therapy sessions, which are very powerful in changing mindsets. But we know that this particular development that we're doing is really more powerful than traditional therapies, and we're hoping that it will cut down therapy time from 12 weeks to 2 weeks. And this is one of the most exciting things that we're working on, is the integration of immersive therapy. So I can't share much about that at the moment, but what I can tell you is that the goal of this project is to provide survivors with an immersive tool that will help them manage stress, anxiety, and trauma in a safe and controlled environment. And this therapy will offer survivors a chance to engage in mindfulness exercises, breath work, and techniques for managing emotional triggers. And it's a cutting edge way to give survivors more control over their healing process. It offers them access to these tools whenever they need them, beyond the constraints of traditional therapy sessions. So it enhances the traditional therapy, but it has that tool that they can access whenever they want, because often there is 2-year wait lists for survivors, and sometimes those 2-year wait lists can be a wait too long for some. There's 2 to 3 people get murdered every week in the UK by their partners. So that's a massive, it's something that we want to change, definitely. And then I just wanted to give some practical takeaways for businesses. You know, some businesses can provide survivors of domestic abuse with flexible employment that accommodates their unique needs, and it helps survivors rebuild financial independence while gaining confidence in a supportive work environment. Implementing trauma-informed practices into your work is so important. You know, training your staff to adopt trauma-informed practices, creating a sensitive and supportive environment for survivors. Often the workplace is the only place that you will get that respite from your perpetrator. And understanding those emotional triggers and providing mental health support, as a business, you can ensure that it's a safe workplace where survivors can thrive. Another way of an actionable strategy is mentorship and skills training. So offering professional development opportunities through mentorship and skills training, providing survivors with a chance to learn new skills and grow professionally, and just will help them support their long-term recovery and help them gain independence. And that is whether that's in a workplace or through entrepreneurship. And then collaborating with survivor focused initiatives. So if there's any businesses out there that want to collaborate with UKind Therapy and co-create opportunities for survivors, then I'm open to chatting further. I'd love to hear from you. You know, it would be great for joint initiatives that really focus on healing and empowerment and mental well-being. And finally, I think I've just talked about this just in the last slide, but vision board workshops for teams. As I said, I did that with my team, and it was one of the most powerful ways that I brought my team together. And so I offer full day workshops that can help align your staff with business goals. And they really encourage creativity and allow your teams to really brainstorm ideas and develop strategies together. And it is super powerful. And you know, by participating in these workshops, your team can develop a unified vision and a clear path towards achieving your company's objectives. Creating internal support networks, so you could develop peer support systems within your business and create a safe space for where employees can include survivors and share experiences and receive emotional support. This kind of network helps foster a positive, inclusive culture in the workplace, and it enhances both personal and professional well-being for all your staff. So yeah, my name's Amanda Haig. You can find me on LinkedIn. Please do connect through there. My email is amanda@ukindtherapy.io, and we are launching our website, www.ukindtherapy.io, and you can get on the wait list. If it's something that you would like to find more about the immersive technology that we're building to support survivors, then do get in touch with us or get on the wait list to find out how you can support and how you can help. If you're interested in learning more about UKind Therapy or our Empowerment Through Entrepreneurship program, please reach out to me directly. I believe that with the right tools and mindset, all survivors can rebuild their lives and create a future full of hope and possibility. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found something of benefit throughout the talk, and let's keep making a really safe space for survivors. Thank you.